that shape our current reality, our current organization of society, have destructive consequences.
Absolutely.
In some, we've made a lot of progress in some areas, but in some other, we are really barbarians, and barbarians that have very powerful tools.
Mm-hmm.
And we have evolved from what we call primitive thinking as a way of relating to the world of an I-thou type, not I-it, in which everything sensing the aliveness of everything and sensing ourselves as part of that circle of life, and how that gradually, by step, has evolved into what's the present dominant ideology, which is basically the world is just matter, just things, and how passing through the Cartesian distinction of mind and matter, and then eventually forgetting completely the priority of the experience of mind, and seeing mind as an epiphenomenon of matter,
Exactly.
which is the current neurologies.
Coming to the idea of mind and matter, actually, we also immediately with the idea of the I, of the, we would call it the illusion of the separate self, as is a core distinction for actually all, every Western tradition, that it is seemingly an illusion. But Western mind, the paradigm we are born into, for many generations actually, points incredibly clearly towards the idea of an I, of a separate self. All our science, all our philosophy almost tells us, oh, there is an I, as a seemingly proof to that reality. How would you see that from your perspective?
Well, the interesting thing, it seems so obvious, it's so fundamental in our worldview that we hardly even think about it. It's obvious. It's peculiar, though, that our science, as it went on digging deeper and deeper into matter, discovered that the intrinsic nature of reality, maybe it's not so. It's not what appears to us as obvious. And one essential characteristic of this fundamental level of things is that there is no separation. Even the notions of our, let's say, elementary physics, like particles are not some little chunks of matter existing separate from each other. They're just local manifestations of fields that extend through the universe. If one would exchange a particle inside my body with one in a faraway galaxy, that would only be a symmetry transformation of the field. There's not two real objects that get exchanged. So this notion that I think ancients had and the wisdom tradition had of everything being in some way interconnected, everything being fundamentally one, resonates with the view of quantum physics. The viewing the world in terms of separate objects is kind of a rough approximation, which is practical for many things. But the philosophical consequence of it, the impact it has, is very destructive. Well, a metaphor that I like, because I think it brings us to the core of it, is that of an ocean
Mhm.
in which waves form. The way quantum physics describes reality is quite close to that. It's like all those that appear to us as separate solid bodies are just like part of the ocean of field.
Mhm.
It's the local combination of these fields is producing the illusion of solid separate entities. And the key solid separate entity is ourself.
Mhm.
The notion of the I. It has no support in physics, in quantum physics.
You say it
And-
has no support.
No support. And we can, in that way, we can understand the first noble truth of the Buddha,
Mhm.
that it's usually formulated as existence is suffering.
You're suffering. Yeah.
But that word existence, that word existence is ex sister, standing out. So like understanding myself as standing out from the whole,
Mhm.
as a separate entity existing in itself,
Mhm.
is the root cause of
Oh, suffering. Yeah.
Because in reality, I'm just a wave.
A wave.
And a wave is just a pattern that moves through the ocean and dissolves into other
I'm never
patterns,
separated from the ocean. Yeah.
Never
I never
separated from
would
the
have the
ocean.
idea of being
Yeah.
separated.
So if the wave wanted to survive and persist as a wave, it would be inevitably frustrated,
Mhm.
because waves melt into other waves, and
Mhm.
like we melt.
They
into
take
other
forms over
forms of
time
reality.
and
Right.
melt away again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the notion of the I is the key to our suffering.
Mhm.